Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, May 13th. Let's sing the days of the week. In Spanish, we're listening for miércoles. Hands on your knees. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. And we are visiting the continent of Africa this week. So we'll sing our continents and oceans song, and we're especially looking out for where Africa is. So start with 7. 7 is 5 and 2. There are 7 continents: Asia, Europe, Africa, Australia, North America, South America, Antarctica. There are 5 oceans: Atlantic Ocean, Pacific and Indian Ocean, Arctic and Southern Ocean. All right, I bet by the end of the week you might know all the oceans and continents. And if you want to keep practicing those songs, we do have a video with just the continents and the oceans songs, so you can practice those some more. Let's see where we're going in Africa today. So yesterday we were in southern Africa, and we noticed that there were several different biomes there. Today we're coming over here to eastern Africa. And Eastern Africa also has many different biomes. There's desert, there's grasslands, mountains, some wetlands, and some forests in places. So that means there are a lot of different kinds of animals in those different places, and people who have to find different ways to meet their needs for food and shelter and clothing, depending on what resources they have in their biome. So first we are going to visit the grasslands, the savannah, and that is where there are a lot of famous animals, some of the really big mammals. So let's see which ones you know. What do you see? Giraffes. What are these? Lions. Ooh, and there's the lion up close. And these animals are cheetahs. They can run really fast. Oh, this one's not a mammal. This is a bird called an ostrich. And remember, that's one that can run really fast and it doesn't fly, but it's still a bird because it has feathers and a beak and wings. This is a kingfisher. It can fly and it swoops down to use its big beak to catch fish. Over here we have hippos. And we have zebras. These are some wild dogs. Ooh, these birds are kind of flamingo. Here's a wildebeest and some monkeys. All right. And did you notice the animal that is right beside me here? This is artwork that came from Eastern Africa, from the country of Tanzania, I think. And these birds are a kind of crane. Do you see these golden feathers? Looks kind of like a crown, doesn't it? So they call them, they have a couple different names, but one of the names is a gray crowned crane. And a friend brought us this from Tanzania, and we thought it was really beautiful, so it's hanging on the wall. I think this might be made similar to that giraffe I showed you yesterday, where it's on fabric. And I'm not sure exactly how they did it all, but it's pretty cool. All right, so now in the savannah in Eastern Africa, there's a really famous one called the Serengeti Plain. And one of the people groups that lives there is called the Masai, and they have been living in that area for hundreds, maybe even thousands of years, I'm not sure. And they know how to get all of their food and clothing and shelter and everything they need from their biome. And they take care of cattle, for cows, and they take them to different places to find grass And so we have a book today that is, well, that you'll learn a little bit more about the Masai people. I want to show you this necklace. I'm not sure who made this one, but it's from somewhere in Eastern Africa, and a friend who lived there brought it back for me, and I thought it was really beautiful, so I wanted to show it to you. All right, so the book that we have for your read aloud today is called Masai and I. And this is a girl is imagining what would it be like if she were part of the Masai. And so she lives in a city, I think in North America, but she's imagining what would be different in her life if she was part of the Masai people and what things would be the same. So you can enjoy that story and see what you learn. And our story tomorrow is also from Eastern Africa. And this is a true story about a woman named Wangari. And I'm not going to tell you because it's a really neat story that what she did. She made a lot of big changes for a lot of people. So we will look at that book tomorrow. And did you remember the book we had on Monday, Give Up Gecko, is also set in Eastern Africa. So there's a lot of books that we have about the savannah in Eastern Africa, but there are also a lot of mountains. And one of the countries with a lot of mountains is Ethiopia. So I have some pictures of animals that live in the mountains. So we're going to come here to the African animals. I lost my place in my book. Now I have to flip through. Those are South American mountain animals. Let's see. Up here we are. These are animals that live in the mountains of Africa. So those are called rock here. I don't know how to pronounce this. Hyraxes or Hyraxes? I'm not sure how we pronounce that. But that is a little mammal that lives in the mountains. Here's a black eagle. And here's a mountain gorilla. And see, we know they're mammals because the babies get milk from their mommies. And these are antelope. So some antelope live in the grassland, and it looks like there's some that live in the mountains. Oh, this is a really cool one called a clip springer. It has such good balance. Look, it's just standing on its tiptoes, and it can jump on its little hooves, and it can land, do a jump and land with all of its hooves right together on a rock as small as a doorknob. Isn't that amazing? All right, so those are just a few of the animals that live in the mountains. And I want to show you this blanket that came from Ethiopia. And so what I was told is that some people who live in the mountains of Ethiopia will use a blanket like this to keep themselves warm when it's chilly. I use it sometimes in my house when it's chilly in the wintertime to keep warm. But they wove it out of different threads or yarn, and I really love the pattern on it. And I'm also wearing something that came from Ethiopia. Mr. Tim and I have a good friend who is from Ethiopia and grew up there. And so he and his wife gave this to me as a gift. And Mr. Tim has a shirt from Ethiopia. You see what's on it? Looks like it could use a little ironing. But it has a cross. And today you're going to have our Bible story read aloud is about somebody from Ethiopia. So really soon after Jesus rose from the dead, someone from Ethiopia learned about the good news about how Jesus' love is stronger than everything, even death. And he took that amazing story back to Ethiopia. So Ethiopia has had a church longer than most places in the world. All right, so I have a lot of different things for you to explore today, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.